Yeah, I've seen those.
As a what?
I need that here.
Right? Well,
This one,
I was about to say, where is mine?
this, if I pull them out just right, because this one's so long, if I pull it out just right and I can get this other one maneuvered, it looks like I have little snail eyes.
Gary!
But this one's healed up enough now that I can.
How you doing, honey? Happy New Year to everybody. We have been gone for a while, and we do apologize. We were vacationing. And if y'all guys have not had this is awesome. And your coffee.
You're welcome.
And yes, thank you. And they can sponsor us too. It'd be great.
Just get me a case. And...
It's good shit. Trust me.
Good shit.
It is good
They can
shit.
send me this kind and the butter pecan, or was it pecan pie?
Oh, girl. They have butter pecan. They have the mountain java. They even have it that's got pickles in it.
Oh, and then they have peaches.
Yeah.
Peaches.
And they also have the peach without peaches. I seen that one the other day too. Or
this one
whatever.
girl, she's like, I'm good. I'm used to drinking moonshine. She's like, these peaches won't be anything.
Oh.
And did you see that one? Like,
Oh,
and
honey.
he's just like
and then
spit them right back out.
I was like, that'd be me. And then the one with the
We're
pickle,
good,
that
honey,
was
we're
like,
good.
Yeah,
How
there
you
was
doing?
one with the guy with the pickles too. He's like,
Oh.
I don't know about this. I just oh. I
So
want to
he
try
liked it,
them.
huh?
I want to try them.
Well, see, Justin.
They have them over there where we
Oh.
were.
Well, Justin likes the pickled chips and pickle sunflower seeds. So I said, hey.
I
I have a
bet he would
feeling
like
that this
that.
doesn't taste anything like a pickle.
Well, I mean,
Maybe not.
Probably instead of
it's
water.
very
I bet
vinegary.
instead of water, they put moonshine in it.
oh, yes. That's probably exactly what they did.
So it's probably got the pickle like flavor, but then it's got the
The moonshine,
moonshine
in it.
fiber.
I would love for them to have a blackberry one with the blackberries in it.
Eat them pickles and
Can you imagine us eating the pickles and getting
Now
sloshed?
I want to go
on
back
it?
over there and buy them.
Well, I've got stuff for amaretto sour. I mean, I got the good damn stuff because they finally had the good damn stuff in there.
That is still the smallest bottle.
I know. They
Dude,
don't have the big bottle.
we went over there for New Year's to get stuff for New Year's.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Not even the
Not
fake
even
shit.
little. Nothing. We ended up getting we got the bottle of the fake stuff.
They
But
didn't have the fake stuff when I went
damn,
there.
I think I got the last one.
Ah.
That's why you didn't get it. But
Ah.
no, they
I
had
have some
nothing.
horrible amaretto at home that I just need to dump down the drain.
Yeah,
It's
that's
like
pretty
$7
bad.
for a bottle.
Oh wow.
Are you wanting?
Yeah, even our fake stuff is like
Oh.
15.
Are you wanting some amaretto sour?
Sure, why not?
But this bottle of
I was like,
Corona,
you're
You're
Even.
kicking. Well, that's good. That's good. You're kicking. We're
this
actually gonna
bottle
start.
of this Corona at the liquor warehouse in Tulsa, kid you not, is this wide.
Oh my
And
god.
it's like this tall. And it's taller than it's probably this tall. Let me see. But this is the medium bottle.
Yeah, that's the
So the other one's like this wide
Holy shit!
and probably that tall with the lid.
Is it $30 more or is it $20 more?
And then it's probably this thick.
Holy cow!
dear God, that lasts me forever. No, it wouldn't,
It
but
probably
I think it
Let's
was
do
like
it. No,
60.
Oh,
If I-
$30
which-
more.
Which is not bad considering the place that I go is actually really cheap because they can buy in such bulk.
yeah.
It's literally been there for as long as I can remember.
Well, I am going to look around and see if I can find it somewhere. But
We
I
We're going to
want
be
to
talking
find
about haunting locations and
I want to find some of that wine
abilities.
that I got Bobby in Indiana.
Haunted ability. Well, haunted
Yeah.
abilities. Paranormal abilities.
Vikings blood.
Vikings
Oh, yeah, I
blood.
remember you talking
That
about
shit.
What is Vikings blood?
It's that wine I bought Bobby in.
Oh, that's
Indiana.
right.
And I forgot all about it until the other night. I finally went through the stack of receipts on my desk
geez, yeah.
from there and was sorting what was what.
Mm.
And I came across that receipt and I was like, "Ooh, I need to find some of that."
Right.
So I've never seen it here, but I've never looked for it either.
Well, you can probably
So-
get them to get it over at the
I bet you the liquor warehouse has it. Because that
also
place,
the one on the Water Road.
that place is 4 times the size of this liquor place.
Oh wow!
Wow.
Yeah, I mean it. Like it
Shit,
used
I
to,
gotta make a trip.
It used to be. Let me see. Let me just pull it up.
Let's pull it up and see. We're catching up. It's been a while. It's been a while. Thank you guys for joining the chat. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe below. If you haven't liked it, go ahead and punch that like button. Give a geek their pocket protector. Okay.
Aw,
Like, give a geek their glasses. Subscribe, give a geek their pocket protector. What?
I'm
happened?
sorry you haven't felt good.
Aw.
Is that your phone?
I'm sorry.
It
That
was
was
the
my
phone.
phone. That was
It's
my
like-
Doctor
I was
Who.
like, what kind of fancy part is that?
And Dr.
I've learned how to
Who.
do a Doctor Who fart, y'all. I'll be famous.
Park Hills Wicker.
Did you have COVID or was you just the flu or what's been going on?
What's been going on with you? Turn down my phone. There. All right.
Oh, honey, I am so sorry.
Oh, dang. Get on, honey. That's 2 people I know whose parents have passed away.
Yeah,
3, because of Jim.
yeah.
Look,
I'm so sorry. Holy shit.
Dang. I
so
must
all
figured the
this
whole
is
what
liquor,
you
but
were
see
doing.
from this little, see the
Uh-huh.
see the lanes that go this way across
Yeah.
the back. From their back is all wine.
Oh my
wow.
gosh. Wow.
What's the video?
So, wow, I don't even know if I want to talk about hauntings now. Ugh.
We need to. Shit.
Holy shit. I'm sure they have it.
Oh.
Oh, look at that. What is that white one?
It doesn't say.
Aw.
It looks like though it's not white. It's actually got cover over it. It looks like Christmas. Yeah, they have it there. They also have cherry.
Cherry.
Cherry?
Yeah.
There's the cherry. Those are what we used to call
Don't they-
cherry bombs.
Yeah.
Because we would just eat them. They had them at this bar that we go to, and they had them like in this thing, and we weren't supposed to eating.
Didn't they have? I think they have a
That
would be good
blackberry
in-
or blueberry or
with
something.
blackberries in
I
it?
think.
That'd be good in Jello
You just
shot.
have to look and see.
Oh, in Jello shot.
There's another. That's the checkout lanes.
Oh my
That's
goodness.
lanes, not
Lanes,
lanes.
not just one. It's lanes.
We're looking at a huge liquor store.
Yes.
Damn.
So I was looking up abilities the other day because I
We
wanted
need-
to talk
we need-
about
we need to go
abilities
there.
in my podcast.
I need to make a trip that way.
There are some really trippy
And there's
abilities
a
out
whole
there,
cold
y'all.
beer section.
Like, let me see, what page? Was it this page? I can't remember, but I'm just gonna pull it up anyway. Because I looked it up online inside my house, not out here, so it's a little different. But some of the paranormal abilities, like there's one that involves cards, but not tarot cards.
Deck of cards.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like tarot reading.
Is it like the same concept, like with the nine of clubs? Nine
They
of
all
clubs would be
have
like the nine of
meanings.
swords.
Yeah, they've all got meanings. Yeah,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Didn't have to do that.
All right.
So,
I got it right now.
We all know about the telekinesis, the telepathic.
In fact, I have a book at home that tells you how to read playing cards.
I think you did because I think whenever you were going to that restaurant when you were going to do tarot reading with all the other,
Mhm.
that you had like 3 or 4 books you took with you.
Yeah, I have. Literally, I gave away 2 boxes of books.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
My pagan books.
Poker time.
And kept one, like, you know, the medium boxes you can buy that are like this. They're probably this wide. Is it 18 by 18 by 18?
Oh my.
Damn.
That's what I kept.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
And I can't carry it. I have to stick it on a dolly.
Oh.
Because I Tetris that shit. I was like, what time does the liquor store close? 9?
9.
Uh-uh.
9.
10.
Oh, 10. Yeah, it's Friday.
Or 10 or 11.
It's Friday. Yeah, they say a little open, a little extra on Friday. Unless they changed the hours after he passed away. But there's psychokinesis, which is telekinesis. There is extrasensory perception, and these ads are popping up on me.
I didn't mean to do that.
Extrasensory perception, or ESP, is the ability to gather information without the use of the 5 senses. Your 6th sense.
Yeah, I think was it 10.
Then there's telepathy, clairvoyance. So what's the difference between clairvoyance and psychic?
Clairvoyance is more of a... I think it's the one where you can see more versus
The psychic.
psychic is more like you can
Feel it, sense
it's more in your head versus in your vision.
Ah. It's okay, Grumpy
Making me
Boo. We
think
understand.
now. This
honey.
is not great.
Of course, pyrokinesis is the ability to catch things on fire. Psychometry. I have never heard of psychometry. It is the ability to read information from objects. I thought that was clairvoyancy. Excuse me. Or psychic, being a psychic, because I know sometimes they hold objects to help them enhance the ability.
Okay, so clairvoyance is claimed ability to gain information about an object, person, location, or physical event through extrasensory perception. A psychic is a person who claims to use extrasensory perception to identify information hidden from something. It just stopped.
It just stopped.
Hidden from the normal senses,
So are
particularly
they looking at
involving
current
telepathy,
events?
particularly involving telepathy or clairvoyance. So I mean, they're similar things.
It's not necessarily future stuff though. It's like current, what's happening right now, or because psychometry kind of seems like it's like right now.
Psychokinesis or apparition or apportation.
Ah, so psychometry you can do past, present, or future. Wow, can you imagine having that ability
That would be awesome.
to see somebody's past, present, or future?
Well, clairvoyance a lot of times is future stuff too.
Yeah.
It's like what could happen.
Yeah.
Precognition. Now, precognition is the ability to foresee events. So that's the ability to be able to see the future of what's going on and what's happening. Gene-Dixon.
I think clairvoyance is probably more a combination of all of those.
All of them, kind of like not precognition. Psychometry. I would think psychometry would be like a mix of
like
clairvoyancy and psychic abilities.
I would imagine that they all kind of cross over here and there in some aspect somewhere. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, don't make me read French.
Now they have bilocation. Bilocation is the alleged ability to be in 2 places at the same time.
Clairvoyance is just French. It means clear vision.
Clear vision? So you can see it clear.
As the claimed ability to gain information about a object, person, location, or physical event through extrasensory perception. Any person who is claimed to have such ability is said to accordingly be a clairvoyant. One who sees clearly.
So it could be past, present, or future.
Okay.
Claims for the existence of paranormal and psychic abilities such as clairvoyance. Psychic and clairvoyance the same thing. Clairvoyance is just the fancy way of saying it.
Cool.
I didn't think there was much of a difference, but I know clairvoyants do see premonitions ever so often. I want pickles now.
Well, psychometry also seems like they have to hold on to something to be able to get that vision. So, what did he say?
He wants pickles now.
Oh, are you wanting the pickle moonshine, or you just want pickles?
Both.
Both.
The black flame candle.
Yes.
I don't know why my eye just went straight to that. Did you know there is nothing in our elemental cabinetry that will make a flame black?
Really?
I looked. I looked and looked and looked.
That would be the coolest thing. I have seen red flame, blue flame, and green flame, but only because they had something in the powder, some kind of powder that.
Yeah, it's
It makes
different.
it, yeah.
It's different elements, is what it is. Like I think it's copper makes green. Anyway, there's like green, blue, purple,
Why
red.
couldn't onyx make black?
I don't know, but there's no element that makes black.
What about that black is black paint? Could you mix that up with something like the flakes?
If you drew the flame.
So by location, I find interesting because it's not astral projection. Projection is your physical form in two places.
Well,
at
have a
once.
good night, player.
All right, honey, have a good one. But they can be in two places at once without astral projecting. So it's your physical form. So it kind of makes you wonder. Postcognition?
Wait, what?
Yeah.
By location.
By location. St. Pio or Pio of Pietrelcina.
As much as I believe in magic, I don't believe that.
The famous stigmatic was said to have this ability. It is said to be a physical rather than spiritual ability, which makes it different from astral projection. Friends of Aleister Crowley, the occultist, claimed that he had this ability, though in situations where, I guess it's supposed to be where
Okay,
he was
so
meant to have bilocated, he was unaware.
Aleister Crowley.
Here's
Where
your
do we
history.
begin? Where do
Here's
we
my
begin?
history lesson for
Where
tonight.
do we begin? He had a lot of things. Crazy was one of them. You can't even astral project and be conscious in both places. Like if you
Right.
that, like I said, that as much as I believe in magic.
So if you bilocated, you would have to be one form is just like staring off into space while the other form is.
Right. I don't see any way that anybody can physically manipulate both figures at the same time.
Yeah.
Because your consciousness, as much as I would love to believe it, is only going to be. I mean, when you astral project, sometimes you can go into multiple places at once.
But that's your spiritual form going off.
Yeah, that's your astral form. But that is for more advanced people. That's not a newbie trick.
That's
so
not something
by
that
location,
you just spontaneously do.
I honestly can't believe in that. I mean, there's as much research and as much stuff that I've looked at, I've seen it, I've heard of it, but there's never been any proof of it. Whereas astral projection, there has been stuff that's been proved with that.
Somebody can astral project into a certain area and be able to tell what's going on in that area and tell you. And Postcognition is the opposite of precognition. No.
Wait, that would be after it happened.
I would have
Well, of course I knew
guessed.
it was going to happen after it happened. Postcognition, opposite of see an event after it.
Wouldn't that be like a psychic
This is
or
probably the
clairvoyant to
most
be able to see
widely
the past?
This is probably the most widely used ability in modern day.
Can't imagine why. Can
Yeah,
you?
right? I mean, especially with
Oh,
all the
Lord.
technology we have nowadays.
Is that where I told you so came from.
Probably.
Told you so.
Oh, then we have astral projection. Now, those were the 10 on that particular website. Now, this one has 7.
Mm.
Number
Yeah.
1 on this page is by location.
And there it is.
By location.
I
just don't see.
Okay, scroll down and let me read this shit. Apparently,
Hi,
people who
Kelly.
actually execute
Kells.
bilocation among whom famous people know. The most prominent name is Vladimir Lenin. Spotted in his office in Moscow going through. Okay,
Maybe he
so
had a
let me
doppelganger.
explain to you how this is probably happening.
probably.
Yeah.
This is most likely a case of residual energy, where they're seeing somebody in one place, but they're not really there. They're somewhere
Right.
else.
So it's something
I don't think
that's
because they're saying that they saw him. They're not saying they even communicated with him.
Right.
He was spotted in his office in Moscow going through some official papers, and he was critically ill in wherever.
Gorky.
So this is going to be more of a residual energy versus whatever they think it is.
Yeah.
Okay, look at another eminent name that pops in the subject. Oh, fuck, dude. Okay, so I'm not going to read the rest of this.
And then it says, unfortunately, there's been no scientific evidence.
Right.
So,
Okay. So there, we got it figured out. So
but yeah, that's probably.
Aleister Crowley, I can tell you right now, he had a lot of stuff that was very prominent in the occult world. It went very cultish because some of the stuff that he talked about was just very
Out there.
haywire, but a lot of people think that he was more of the evil occultist versus, and I just don't like any of his writings anymore. There's
Well,
just
but I
nothing
mean,
behind them.
what you
Right.
said would make sense because, okay, like they seen him.
They seen him
In
they
his
didn't talk to
office.
him.
Right. They seen him in his office going through these
Mhm.
papers while he's sick somewhere
Well,
else.
he's not astral
This is just like
No,
me when
but
I
I'm just
wasn't
saying,
at home.
He's sick, so
Okay.
it could be
yeah.
his energy, something that, you know.
Right. So I mean, astral projection, if it's strong enough, sometimes they can see him. But it's just like, in fact, if you want to take it there, I did buy whatever that is, because when I wasn't at home, my grandmother swears she's seen me walk through the kitchen, get something, and go walk back, and I wasn't even there.
So yeah, I can see that being residual.
Yeah.
Especially when you're doing that all
So
live.
like bilocation, like I can understand if that's what it is, but there was no communication with me. Is she just saw me and just was like, okay, whatever, went to the kitchen. Because I was living in the back room at that point. So it's like I came out of my bedroom and went back into my room.
Right.
And I wasn't even home at that point. My grandma was, in fact, she asked my mom if I was at home, and she's like, so
Huh.
if that's the case, then I know how to do it too.
Do you know where you were or what you were doing during that time?
I was either at work or I was out of town. I can't remember. I was probably at work, considering I worked until 1 o'clock
Yeah,
in the
you
morning.
worked a lot.
So,
Look, I got this here.
and I mean, if he was, you know, if he was somewhere sick, and even though he's sick, he's got that in his head that he needs to be doing this,
Yeah.
and he's focused on, I need to be going through these.
Yeah.
That could, you know.
Well, and like I said, astral form, especially, like I said, there was no communication. It could have been astral form, but it also could have been bilocation in the event that it was residual
Yeah.
energy.
I could see that.
I mean, so
I
that being
can't
the case,
see a physical bilocation.
No, because I don't know how you would be able to actually do that, and I just don't.
see how you could.
Well, and the two events that they
Unless
did
you
do,
have
they
a
didn't even communicate with the
fucking
person.
twin.
They just seen the person.
Philip and Christopher,
Oh, I sing.
he was over here. Well,
Philip
he had
and
to have
Chris could
died
do
his
that.
hair between then and there. Oh,
Parent trap.
Yeah.
oh man, but No, I can't. I mean, but astral projecting, like you said, with a strong enough person that could
Yeah.
actually show themselves while
And, like,
astral projecting.
Maybe depending on where it's at, kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, if it's someplace that you're there a lot, I
Mhm.
could see it being the
Mhm.
residual.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah.
So
I mean, it's just like a haunting, a residual haunting.
Yeah.
yeah. So
So what do you guys think about telepathy? All right,
I don't
some people
know.
call it telepathy.
I don't know. I mean,
Telepathy.
I guess to a degree, maybe, but
I have
I
never
can
ever
kind of
met
believe it
anybody.
in twins.
yeah.
Oh, twins having it?
Yeah. Because, well, you know, there's that set of twins that never talk to each other, but they always.
Oh, they always know what the other. Yeah.
So
So, I mean, when it comes to that kind of thing, I think that there probably is that ability.
well, and
I don't think you're going to be able to sit here and be like, let me talk to somebody in their brain.
Right. Oh.
I mean, if they're like super close, especially
Mm-hmm.
there again, Philip and Chris.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I could see that.
Yeah. Well, and there's always been the twins thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They have a connection that other people don't.
exactly. So, I mean, I could see that. Yeah.
Clairvoyance, of course, the ability to gain information through extrasensory perception.
I think probably more of telepathy would be more of mind reading,
Yeah.
knowing what somebody's thinking.
Yeah.
Well, if that's the case, then we're all capable of it because there's times that you're doing something, you can look at somebody and you know exactly what they're thinking,
Mm.
but
But then
that's
you-
not necessarily reading their mind. That's
No, it's
Yeah,
also
that's just
reading
going
their
with
that's
face.
reading their face, reading their body language.
Yeah.
So I mean, you know.
Psychiatrists could do that.
So I mean, you know,
And I've never in my life seen
I had to
anybody do
take
this.
a freaking class on
telekinesis.
Psychosis?
what was it called? Psychology of body movement,
Ah.
I think was the class that I took.
Mm.
I'm like, you always know when I'm angry, because first of all, my eyes roll like they're just marble.
You have that habit, do you? I swear,
I
I
roll
think
my
I walk
eyes all
around with
the
mine in
time.
the top of my head.
I roll my eyes all the time. In fact, one of the people, like, they try to get me at work in trouble at work one time, thinking I was rolling my eyes at them. And I'm like, I do it out of automatic.
Warren does it. But he does it from it's a tick that he got from taking that medication he took for the 2 weeks. And I was like, no. Took it off, but he still
I
has the
do it
tick.
all the time.
He still has the tick. He'll go.
Well, if somebody says something like I just
Yeah.
did,
Exactly.
like it happened, and my manager was like, I know this is just an automatic thing you have, and I was like, don't even try to stop it because I don't know how to stop
I
it.
don't know how.
I don't know how,
I
right?
don't know how. Don't
Exactly.
even.
I used to get in trouble for it. Yeah, quit rolling your eyes. I knew
Why?
that. I didn't even realize I did. Sorry.
Well, no, my agent was like, why do you roll your eyes at me all the time? I'm like, well, if you stop doing stupid things,
Right?
you have to.
Right.
Like, it's an automatic response to stupidity.
You can't help it sometimes.
I can't help it, man. A
Sometimes
stupid
it's
person
But I
comes within
also
5
do
foot
it
of me
when I
and my
start to
eyes
think
start
about
rolling.
something.
Yeah.
I also do it when I start to think about something. It's I'm like,
Well, yeah, because you got. I do it.
Yeah.
I mean, I think everybody does it. Man, yeah, I'm leaving my hair curly next
It's
time.
my stupidity alarm.
My
My eyes start rolling.
Stupid.
That means there's a stupid person within 5 foot of me.
it's my eyes telling my brain to stay still.
Oh my goodness.
If you don't move, they won't see us.
Nope. Not at all. Now I'm trying to go back to the dashboard because I'm trying to go back to our stuff and it's not letting me go. It's just taking me back to our freaking video. And it's like, no, dude, no, that's not what what I want. I want this. So go there, update, and then go back to the live. Damn it. Oh, man. I've never seen anybody be able to move objects with their mind, ever.
I want to say I have, but I don't. I'm like, but when was it?
Because
Yeah,
that
I
would
think
be the
one
most
time I got
awesome thing
something
in
to
the world.
wiggle, but I don't know if it actually happened.
Mhm.
Oh, U.S. Army, huh? So it was a matter of intrigue in the U.S. Army, who in 1984 set up a panel to research on the subject with hopes to incorporate telekinesis as a military tactic.
Okay, so let me explain to you the Army.
I can explain to you the Army as well.
The military has used everything from psychics to telekinetic people, or trying to study telekinetic people. Basically anything that they can use to get a jump on
The next person.
the other people.
Yep.
That's why you don't go into a recruiting office and like, I can see people on the other side.
God, 130 years of research?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And they still have not found anybody.
Okay, there is not, I
Coleman.
cannot rule it out, because there, like, if I were to do it, it's an exercise that we do. It's called an energy ball, and people that are around can actually put their hand in it and feel the energy.
Yeah.
Now, I can't say that somebody can't generate enough energy to actually move something, because if you can feel it just by
Yeah.
putting your hand in there, regardless of, and basically the way that we used to do it is I would have them put their hand in and then write on a piece of paper what they felt, so that they're not like, oh, it feels tingly, or oh, it feels this, or it feels warm, or and then have everybody show at the same time what they felt. So being able to, and I'm not saying like I said, I think I got something to wiggle, but I'm not gonna like say I did it, because it was like it was a paper clip that was in my hand, and that's like one of the lightest things that I could find that would. But you're one, first of all, you do have electricity in your body, and you can create. We have magnetic fields, so why would it be impossible to move something, especially if it's a metal object, if it's small enough or whatever? And like I said, thinking it may have wiggled, but doesn't necessarily mean that it did. But people in, like, let's say for instance Reiki, they focus their energies in their hands, and so I can't rule it out that it would be possible, but it would take somebody that's practiced it for a very, very, very long time.
I would have to think that's a lot of concentration to be able to.
Well, and one of the things that, like I said, and even if it did wiggle, I would chalk it up more to me being like, I'm a human lightning rod. I'm not really supposed to be out in thunderstorms.
Oh my gosh.
Because like during wintertime.
How did this come back at me?
Is there something blowing over there?
That's why I say.
Oh, it's blowing that way.
Yeah, it's probably going up.
Some people have
a
stronger electric field than others.
Well, I haven't shown you all where I, you know those light bulbs, the incandescent lights? Is it incandescent or the fluorescent lights? The ones that were like, they wrapped up, it looked like a snake.
Oh, yeah.
Well, if I touch them, I light them up.
Oh, cool.
More so in the wintertime, but
because of the static.
Right, but the reason that it happened, and I can even do it after I've touched something, but it's because I guess, well, they did a test on my blood, and my body retains more metallic minerals than it really should be holding on to, so I become like a human battery. But like it'll light up to the point like you can actually see like close around it.
Yeah.
So that's. My mom was like, "Did you just
cool.
light that up?"
Because like watches, for me to wear a watch, I have to either put fingernail polish, clear fingernail polish on the back of it.
Mm-hmm.
Or, you know, when you buy them, how they have the little stickers on them. I have to leave the stickers on them because if it touches my skin, it'll kill the battery.
That's why all of our equipment's been dying.
Yeah, the doctor was like, I
It's
wouldn't.
Debbie.
My doctor was like, I wouldn't suggest you go out on a license. I was like, oh, really?
You might want to keep your ass home.
Like, here,
I
you
was
change
like,
the
does that
batteries. I
get-
can't do
Does
it.
that get me out of work?
Here, the battery's
Sorry.
dead. I'll drain it, so you need to.
You're supposed to put the energy in it, Debbie.
Like, sorry guys, I can't come to work today. It's raining in front
I
of
think it's just, honestly, I think it's just because of the close contact. But, yeah.
Now, this is one I'm interested in. The automatic writing.
I cannot light a light bulb.
Didn't you say at one point in time you had that happen to you, Dustin?
Automatic writing is, I mean, I've tried it. And this is basically, how can I explain it? It's more of a channeling thing than, well, okay, let's just say you're sitting in a seance and somebody starts talking like the other person, like the person they're trying to contact. That's more of what this is. Like, you have to like basically step aside and allow your writing to be controlled by
Oh
something
yeah, Dustin
else.
would not let that happen.
Well, I mean, you can do it. Like, it can happen, and basically, you're letting them control your movement
Right.
as far as your hand goes.
Yeah, you're
And
letting
you're
them do
basically
the writing.
tuning everything out. And usually, whenever people do it, and it's done right and not faked, they don't know what they've written or that they've even written anything.
And they're writing that person's style, not their
Yeah,
style.
yeah, and a lot of times it isn't their style. Because what'll happen is you start out just writing loops, and you're just writing loops and writing loops, and you just keep going back and forward. And if you get into a cognitive place where you allow that control to be taken over and you zone out, that's when they're able to start writing things out. Now, you may have like a word over here and a word down here and a word over here, but you're basically, they're just taking control of
Of your,
that portion
what
of
you're
your
doing at that
right.
time. Yeah.
So it's not the easiest thing to do. I mean, I've tried it, and it's kind of like going into a trance. Essentially, is what's happening, but you have to give over that control to.
So they're basically possessing you.
Partially, yeah. They're not like, you're not giving them enough possession to be like talking or
Yeah.
spewing.
You're not giving them complete control.
Yeah, you're
able
just
to
giving them enough
control
to like
what
Right,
you're
exactly.
saying they can control.
so. And it takes a lot of practice to do that, but automatic writing, I haven't seen a lot of it, or I haven't seen a lot of it that I believe. I guess I should say it that way. Because it is kind of hard to, unless you have the person you're communicating with and their handwriting, and you have a handwriting analysis person available. I mean, it can all be faked.
Yeah.
That's the problem with a lot of it. Is things so much can be faked when it comes to that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That, oh, they've researched this information, they know this information. Now things are coming out that nobody would have known about. First of all, how are you gonna know truth? Because like,
That's true.
unless the person you're doing it for knows
That person.
and knows what you've written down,
Yeah.
that's the only way you can prove it. So it's kind of like a toss-up whether it's really, because there's so many people out there that's just faked things that
Right.
that we in our community do, like tarot cards. I mean, those are so faked. Like, you can pretty much, somebody can come up with it. Well, not gonna say a name. Can use the same story on multiple people, and it'd be accurate because everybody has similar hard times. or they have similar good times, or they have things that people can reuse. And this specific person, I caught them using on 2 separate people the same thing, and that's one of the reasons I'm not there anymore.
Don't blame me. Is it the person I'm thinking it is?
Mm.
Is it the person I'm thinking?
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, I don't blame you. Don't blame you one bit.
Yeah. Yeah, I stopped working there shortly after that. And it's because I confronted her and told her that she did it again, but I would make sure that I told everybody, which I have. Told everybody in our community at this point.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about that too.
Yeah, but it's only right that
It's
they
only
know.
Right.
Exactly.
Right, but the thing is like you have to come up with like multiple stories because they're gonna come back and want more information eventually.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
So then you're gonna be like, nah, 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 nah. But see, like whenever I'm doing this kind of thing, and I had a girl that she did. It was a girl that worked there, and she actually did spiritual drawings. Like she drew like who was around you.
Oh, see, that's cool.
And so I sat down with her one time, and I was doing a reading, and we were talking about her and her boyfriend, fiance, whoever it was at that point in time. Come to find out, as I'm talking, this person was not from America originally, and the aunt was very, they were Italian. So the aunt being the way Italian aunts can be, and then the uncle was this, and this is the one that the face came through. Is like it's like, is there an older gentleman that wears like these smaller glasses, has a mustache? And she's like, that's his uncle. And I was like, okay, well, Aunt is having a fit over something. I was like, and I can't understand what she's saying because she's just going a mile a minute. And so things like that, like I try to find things that are not commonly found.
Right.
Whenever you're like, oh, I see that you got this job and this job opportunity. Da, 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 da. I'm not like, I don't do a lot of that. And then there's these people like, well, am I gonna die anytime soon? I'm like, well, if you're gonna die, I'm still not gonna tell you.
Right.
Because I don't really think, I mean, when it comes to that kind of stuff, I don't think that stuff needs to be divulged by it to anybody.
You can give it to somebody who's a fair
Right,
person.
right. And the thing is like even if I envision exactly what's going to happen to them,
Right.
I don't tell them. And I will explain to them, don't ask me about money, don't ask me about love, don't ask me about this kind of stuff. And when I do readings, I'm like, even if you sit down and you ask me a specific question, chances are you're not going to get the answer to that question. Because when you're doing a proper reading, the tarot tells you what you need to know, not what you want to know. And so, and that's what I've always explained to everybody. Sit down at my table. You're going to be told what you need to know, not what you want to know.
Right.
You can ask me about your boyfriend all day long, but I may tell you about something Tom, Dick, and Harry that's going to screw
like
with
that
your
night
career.
that you did readings for me and her. You sat here and did hers, but then when you did mine, you told me stuff about shit that you didn't even know anything about.
No.
So
I always try to pry his brain over stuff.
But like Alex, my grandson, I had up until then had never said shit about
I never
him.
knew about him.
And so when he started talking about it, I was just like, holy shit. So
I wasn't even in my best mind back then because that's when I was trying to get off of my mess.
Yeah.
I constantly brag about Dustin when it comes to the group.
I mean, he knew that I had a couple of grandkids that I didn't get to see, but I mean, that could have been either or.
Well, and it's kind of like
because there's little shit too. So
that house that we did.
Yeah.
Yeah, in
Collinsville.
Amelia.
Yeah.
Was the name.
It was up here, up the road. Yeah.
Amelia was the name, and I'm like, I came out and I'm like, I said, Emily, Amelia, and I said Amelia.
Yeah.
And the lady turned around, she's like, we just had a granddaughter named Amelia.
And that's not a common name.
Yeah, no.
Not at all.
And
No.
I said, okay, so that tells me right there that this is family that's
Mhm.
visiting, not something that's going to bother you all. So,
Yep.
because I went back there and I just sat there for a little while, and literally that was the investigation was over. They were already all back at the house, and I'm just sitting in the bedroom like, and I just got this overwhelming feeling of, and it never gives me the full name, but it gives me like it like and I was like,
You have to kind of work
Emily,
with it.
Amelia, and I'm like, cause like what was it, Alex and Alan, Alex,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
there's AL, and then I kind of have to go with it to
Yeah.
figure out like,
And that's what deciphered it between
That was
which grandkid it
yeah.
was, because I have Alex and I have an Aries that I don't get to see Alex. Aries, I got to see a couple times before they moved. So, but yeah, so.
That was the last investigation you did with Ricky, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Was
That
it?
was
Was
a
it?
long time ago. Yeah, because I don't think we did much after that one. I know we got a few that a couple people are asking me about, but they haven't confirmed or done anything on it yet. But yeah, when Ricky was supposed to come back, I was really hoping to get more stuff done. And
Did we ever figure out what exactly happened?
nope, they never said. I know for a little while he had very bad problems with his back, and I'm not sure
He had
if
some
Kelly
problems
said
with his
something about
feet,
with
too.
his yeah.
He had lost a couple of toes.
Yep.
Was he diabetic?
Probably. I don't know. Kelly knows more about
As
it than
big
we
as
do.
he was, I mean,
Mhm.
not just
I mean,
weight wise, but
6'7".
size
He was a
wise,
giant.
just in general.
Mm.
You know, he was a big boy, and you know, like all of us, he liked his sweets
Mm.
and stuff like that.
He was so funny. I miss you, Ricky.
So yeah, could have very well been.
But this one right here gets me a lot because a lot of people swear up and down that they're I don't even know how empathetic.
No, empathic.
Empathic. Thank you. That they're empathic. Empathy is something that they're strong with and that they know and that they're feeling it from lots of people, but then they don't feel it from the people they're closest to. Now, I can understand why on some of the ones that they're closest to, but if they're not even close to that person and they don't feel it, are they truly empathic? Or is that person a particular type that can block their...
Well, I mean, I've come across people that aren't like empathic or have any kind of ability at all.
They're just crazy.
But they somehow figured out how to like block how they feel.
Yeah.
And a lot of times those are people that are most generally, I would say, are people that are on neuropsyppressants. So whether it's antidepressants or whether it's drugs or whatever it is, they start to feel very little when it comes to, and because somebody to, like, when somebody's angry and you, like, if you look at them and you know it, but if you're behind them or they're behind you, to feel it, that person has to be like angry or very sad or whatever. And so just having a little bit is not really, like, I could probably pick up on it. That's one of the things. That's one of the reasons I went back on my antidepressant.
No.
Because driving up here, I'm like, oh my God, everybody get away from me.
Oh no.
Because I was just picking up on people that were driving.
Wow.
And I'm just like, I need y'all to just. And what was bad about it is like they all like somehow congregated around me, and I'm like, please just. And I start to get no, not today. This is back whenever I wasn't. I had stopped taking my medicine.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Getting off of his meds. Yeah.
And which I'm going to start weaning off because I got pills now that I can break in half.
Good. Naturally shielded.
Yeah.
Thank you, Twiggy. And hi.
Well, and you know, another thing too is depending on what that person's been through in their life, some people have learned to block their feelings.
Well, and
Just
it's kind
as
of like
a-
you, where
just-
you've blocked your ability for things to come in. Some people can block abilities for things to go
Go
out.
out.
Because basically they cause a blockage and they stop. There's some people that they hit a point in their trauma, per se. Kind of like whenever, let's say, for instance, people forget like murdering somebody.
Right.
And it's because they hit a point in their time where they block it out.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that.
Okay.
It doesn't. What's the word for it?
Not progress.
No, it doesn't.
Project.
There you go. It doesn't project like it would normally. So it's being blocked, and they don't have, like, sociopaths.
Yeah.
Sociopaths in general are going to be, like what he says, naturally shielded, because they don't have the
emotional.
They don't have the emotional sludge
Protection.
oozing out of
Yeah.
them like some people do.
Now, do y'all? Because I know both of y'all have a little bit. I know you really have some. I'm not too sure about you because I never really delved into your abilities.
Because I don't really push them.
No, and I kind of wish she would because she's really good. But I understand, and I'm not going to push her. She can do it when she wants to. But I know he can tell how I am a lot of times, and he picks up on it. But is there a lot of times that I shield myself that I don't know that I'm shielding?
Are you asking her?
I'm asking both of you.
There are times that you do. I mean, but then again, we all do at points.
Yeah.
So, and not really realize that we're
that you're
doing it.
Like naturally shielding.
And like with you, you've had an experience in the past similar to mine.
Mm-hmm.
So, because of that, you have a tendency in certain
Areas.
situations that you just automatically you put that wall there. You shield yourself. So when you do that, you're not getting off shit. I mean, it's like walking over there to that wall. I mean, but so yeah, I guess the answer would be sometimes.
I hope I do it on the best occasions where y'all aren't getting the feed off of me. Because that would really suck, especially on investigations, when we're going on investigations and things like that. Because I know a lot more about some of the places than y'all do, because I try to get more information because I want you guys to get the information when we're out there.
Right.
So I really try hard to block all that from you guys before we get there, and I really hope the most of the time I do.
When it comes to
I don't
that,
focus on you. I focus on the place.
right? That too. But when it comes to that, there's not. I don't think that there's ever. Well, that's more. That falls more under the lines of. It's not telepathy, but mind reading more. So I mean, it's not in the same boat, the same ocean. But it's not something that's just gonna like freely come from somebody.
Right.
It'd be more of a like, if I was trying to figure out what you were thinking kind of situation, or information that you know that I don't know.
Right. Now, I found this page that's like a list of supernatural powers, which I don't know why they call it supernatural powers. I call it more like gifts. But like this reminds me of an areola. I don't know why they called it areola. But it's the ability to see and understand all forms of illness. Now I know there's some people that can do that.
Well,
I believe my mamaw was a healer because she could speak in tongues. Of course, now not everybody is going to be in the same Christianity or paganism or anything like that. She was a Christian, and I do believe she was a healer because she would pray upon me or pray upon somebody, and we would be okay. But would that fall particularly under that particular thing? I mean, they wouldn't know the illness, but they could sense that somebody.
No. It's kind of like I can tell you my mother has cancer, but they keep saying she doesn't. Which she never goes to the doctor anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But that wouldn't fall under that. That's like that's more like, say for instance, a shaman.
Oh yeah.
Because shamans are going to be the kind that are like, oh, well, this is, and Chinese medicine does the same thing. They're like, okay, there's I hated the Chinese medicine classes. Because literally, like, there's like a whole book on what the tongue, like different things the tongue looks like.
Oh.
Like if it's got a skin on it, or if it's got scalloped edges, or if it's got, if it's red, if it's white, if it's pink, if it's like literally. But the thing is like that this falls more into like the realm of shamans, because they're like, oh, I can see this. Like they're like, okay, this is. But then when you start thinking about shamans, it's like some of them are wacko. Because they're like, oh, we have to do this to get rid of whatever. I don't know if I've ever seen anybody that can see or understand all illnesses.
Right? I haven't either.
Um,
Or even the next one.
I mean, I've seen people, even including me, can sense illnesses, and I can sense areas that it may be in, but I can't tell you, oh, well, you got 4 gallstones. Because I mean, that's what that really says, is see and understand all forms of illness.
Yeah.
I can't be like,
you have cancer here on your pancreas and it's spreading to your kidneys.
Well, like I've done Reiki healings before, and I've told people, hey, you probably need to go and see a doctor. Just because of an energy
was off.
That was something that was not right. And then afterwards they're like, oh, well, yeah, I've been having pains or whatever here, or I've been having this problem. And I'm like, you might want to go and get it checked out. I was like, I can't say that it's anything, but I kind of felt that it was. And I've had somebody come back, like one came back and they had a tumor on a ovary.
Oh, wow.
And then there's another one that had something else. And so, yeah, I mean, it throws the body off whack.
Oh, yeah.
Especially when it comes to
the
energy wise. But I don't like to be that person that's like, oh, well, you can't be.
Yeah.
Because I feel something. I'm like, but there've been times that I'm just like, hey, you probably need to go see a doctor. May not be anything, but it seems like something's messed up.
Right.
What I'm feeling, so. But I don't know about that one. I don't
either. And also like the someone who can understand all languages. I've never seen anybody that can understand all languages or breathe underwater.
Okay, the all languages, no. But I have seen stuff with people that have past lives.
Oh, yeah.
That understood, like they woke up one morning and they understood Portuguese. And then, in fact, there was one that did that with like 3 different languages.
Wow.
And it turned out like they did past life regressions and found out that they had lived in these lives.
Oh, wow.
So it's just something that came back because they touched base with that area. But yeah, I mean, like I've seen that, but not understanding all languages.
I've never seen anybody be able to breathe underwater. I mean, if there's a living mermaid, I'd like to meet them.
If there's somebody that can breathe underwater, we're never going to know about it.
Yeah.
Because we don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
Because I wouldn't come back to the surface.
Right?
I'd be like, bye, dude.
Okay, now energy vampire. I've heard of that time and time and time again. Somebody who can use other people's power as their own. But it just says they can use it as their own. It doesn't say they take their power.
Same
and I'm
difference.
just like, what the fuck?
It all does the same thing. I don't think that they. Well, like say for instance, if
It's not
somebody
like
tried
they
to
suck you
siphon off,
dry.
it's like somebody tries to siphon off of me.
Are they in for a surprise?
Funny thing is, I've been around Dustin for years, and I've never been able to cipher off of him.
If they say for instance that they try to siphon off of me, it's not that they're going to gain my ability. They may be able to do that ability
Yeah.
because they have that energy at that point, but it's not just because they have my ability at that point. Like if they don't,
I'm gonna start walking in. I'm gonna start walking in the door and tell her, "Keep your sucker to yourself."
it's like once the energy's gone that they've siphoned off the person, that ability is probably going to be gone. They may never get it back or be able to do it again, but then they may siphon off somebody else that gives them enough energy to do it again, even though that person doesn't have that ability.
But they don't drain that person. That person still keeps their ability no matter what.
Yeah. I mean, it may be gone for a little while.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it may drain them of as much energy that is required of it, because sometimes like we have to build up the energy as we go on.
Oh, okay, yeah, I can understand.
And so that stored up energy that may be there may not be there for a while. Some people get their energy from new moons. Some people get their energy from full moons, depending on the person and what kind of path they follow and how they get their energies. I mean, some people like me, I can go and pick up energies from different places, like the river at Turner Falls that we went to.
Oh, that was a beautiful place. That was awesome.
I got in the water, like I was hurting so bad from walking up and down all these stairs over there. And I got in that water and like I didn't feel anything.
No.
Like I was just like fine. I was like, okay. And I was just stepping into the water. But there was like so much energy coming from that water that because it's a spring.
Yeah.
It's not just a river, and it's so clear. And it was so cool.
It was so. We need to go back.
Yeah.
We need to make a trip back. It was awesome. But I've been called an energy vampire, and if I was one, I would have gotten shit off of him way before anybody else because he has so much energy. It's not even funny.
Yeah,
and
but I also
I've never
keep shielded.
Huh?
I'm also shielded most of the time, so
Yeah.
It's.
But I would have been able to decipher off of her.
Well, that's
And
true.
I haven't been able to decipher off of her. And I don't believe I'm in that I'm in that corner. I just don't believe I'm in that corner because I mean, if I was, all the people I've known, like you, Dustin, oh gosh, the guy that I used to have in my group, Patrick, I would have been able to cipher off him because he has. I mean, he'll give you his energy to help you out a little bit. That's how awesome he is. And I just
and there may be times that you siphon off of people, you just don't know it. And it's just an automatic thing.
But not to the degree that...
Right. Not to the degree that you're going to be an energy vampire.
Yeah.
Be like, okay, here's your watch battery. Have a nice day.
I'm done sucking the energy out of that one. Jarrett. Yeah. I've heard that. I've heard that a lot. But no, I mean, like he said, if I am, I don't do it consciously because I have no idea.
Well, and most people that do that don't do it consciously. If you are consciously doing it, then you're in a whole different group of people than somebody.
I would think that would be just a sucky thing to do. Why would you do that?
Well, it's like...
Ooh.
Oh shit, I'm gonna have to go before too long because it's like almost here.
Oh yes.
Shit, yeah.
Yes.
But no, like I can go and sit in a...
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, see, now I don't know about that because I can go by buildings and I can feel if there's something there.
Well, let's say for instance.
But there's a difference in feeling that energy and sucking that energy.
Well, we'll take...
To that degree.
For instance, let's just do it this way. You've ever gone and you've been around somebody and doesn't, like, you haven't done anything mentally straining or physically straining, but when you get home, you feel drained. Like you just don't want to do anything.
Yeah.
Those are people that siphon energy from people, and they don't most generally know it. It's basically, what is it called?
And it's never mind.
Utilizing it, yeah.
Shut up, baby.
So, but it's basically they're just they drain people's energy, and most generally what happens is kind of like when somebody listens and things go in one ear, not the other. It's kind of the same way with the energy. Like it comes in and it goes out. They just don't know that it's happening. They're just like siphoning it off of you. Because when you get home, it's like, I'm going to go take a nap. Because today is
an
just
open
been...
circuit with no electronics on it.
There you go.
There you go. That's a good way of putting it. Definitely.
Yeah, it just comes in and goes out. That's
it's kind of hard to draw. Just saying.
I wish I had the enhanced hearing. I really do.
I think we all do.
Enhanced hearing. Like I still have my hearing from when I was like a little teenager, like young kid.
God.
You know that? You know the mosquito sound?
Oh yeah.
That they used to have a ringtone that like the kids could hear it, but the teacher couldn't.
Yeah.
Whenever like I can still do it occasionally, but
Oh, Grumpy. Thank you, honey.
like
We're glad you're here.
middle school, we had the old tube computers, floppy drive computers. Well, we all had to turn off our screens, but like I could hear like which one it was. I could find it.
Oh wow!
Like I'd be like, "Hey, there's still a monitor on," and I'd have to go find it because he's like, "Okay, well, there's no more classes today. We need to turn it off." But like that sound, like that high pitch frequency, and it's not the buzzing, but it's actually there's like it's like a screech noise.
Oh.
Yeah, it's super annoying.
Like fingernails on a chalkboard.
Have you had your ears ring?
Yes.
Okay, it's like that, only a higher pitch.
Oh, that is so annoying.
So that I can still hear.
Oh gosh.
Like I can hear that sound. Like if you.
I'm sorry.
Well, I'd give you mine, but.
Okay, you're done.
I'm taking these
But
fuckers out.
that's kind of. I mean, it's not enhanced hearing. I can say it's not enhanced hearing. It's just that I still have that hearing ability. But then there's also time when it comes to enhanced sight.
Yeah.
I definitely don't have enhanced memory.
No. Oh, me neither. Me neither.
I need a memory stick implanted.
My daughter, though, may have it because she can remember everything.
Oh, like back whenever I was little, young, I was a freaking phone book.
Oh yeah.
Like my grandma would be like, "What is Fran's number?" And blah, 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 blah.
Oh yeah, I
what
can
is
do that.
Lala's number? Blah, 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 blah. I could remember
every fucking phone number known to man.
And it's like now, occasionally I tap into those areas. I don't know if it's like, "Hey, do you still need this?" Or because it's like, why do I still remember that phone number?
I still remember my parents' old phone number, my grandmother's old phone number.
I remember mine and my best friend's phone number. A couple others. That's it.
My house number, my old house number, I still call it occasionally. Star 67. You're okay. Sorry, wrong number.
I doubt anybody has my old phone number. It's area code 33. Oh no, it was 205. 205-792-3848 at the time. Wow. And my best friend's was 692-3082. And those are the only two I remember at all.
My phone number was 918-592-0693. And I think the first people that got it after we got rid of it were Mexicans near us. And then the next ones that got it were some black people that were in our neighborhood. Because we live in that area where it's... Yeah. And then some old lady. And then she calls random numbers. I found out because I called. She's like, "Did I call you by accident?" No, I just got a wrong number. Sorry.
Or Beetlejuice's ability to throw a locking clamp. Oh, right. Right.
That would be great.
Oh.
Fire? No, I don't believe that.
Ability to shoot flames from someone's hand.
Yeah.
Okay, now
I believe
water.
you have that little paper.
Illusionist. That's not even a gift.
That's Chris Angel. That's a very good gift, but it's just a
It's not a gift. It's
That's a
learned
Yeah.
ability.
indestructibility.
wish
Wow, I wish.
Invisibility, levitation. I've seen levitation.
Really?
Mm.
Man, I have always wanted to levitate ever since David Copperfield. Oh my God! Speaking of David Copperfield, I saw him on a freaking podcast not too long ago. I was like,
damn,
he's still alive?
Mind control.
That's what I was going to say. He's still alive.
Oh no, you don't need mind control.
Who, me?
None of us need mind control.
Okay, so the only form of mind control is persuasion.
Oh yeah, a lot of people.
But that's not talking to the person. That's like, for instance,
like throwing images up, like
no, like things that I do. Like I can have like rituals that persuade.
oh yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
His magic.
His magic.
So mind control. Yeah,
That's an E thing.
I'm not gonna be able
Because
to
that can
make
be
you
done
walk it.
through your magic and through other things that can yeah.
Oh, and that could be done through astral projection. That can be done through, because basically what you do is you're imprinting thoughts into someone's. So it's not really a mind control. It's just persuasion. And depending on how weak their mind is, they may or may not follow.
See spirits. Now that's a medium. He could see spirits, but you said you couldn't always talk to them.
Like I see glimpses of. I don't really like. I'm not gonna be like, oh well, I see somebody standing here and they're wearing. Like I'll see a glimpse, and I don't know if it's me seeing it or if it's just something that's been imprinted into my.
Is it kind of like that time we saw the spirit right in front of the van?
That would be seeing spirits. So I mean, anybody can really do that if the spirit wants you to.
Yeah.
Right.
Or if they accidentally run into your path and.
Yeah.
Shapeshifter?
That's more of an Indian thing. They have skinwalkers.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Stop time.
See-through walls. That depends on your perspective or your perspective of it. Because like, I don't know. Like okay. For instance, Jay's house.
Mm-hmm.
Like, remember I was telling you I saw it going
Mm-hmm.
this way and then going like that. I consider seeing through walls.
Yeah.
And like, I've never been in this house, yet I see which areas they're going to.
Oh. Mm-hmm. So, by location. So you can kind of see.
I mean, that really wouldn't be by location. That'd be more closely premonition.
Premonition? Okay.
But like being able to follow and seeing which rooms. I'm like, there's a room back in this right corner, and then there's a room up in this front room area. So I mean,
not as cute anymore, is he?
It's not like I can.
That'd be handy as fuck. Not as cute anymore, is he? I'm not sure.
Totally lost.
I'm totally lost. Who's not cute anymore?
I never was. But like me like looking into me like, oh, I see a chair here and a chair here and a chair here. I don't know about that much.
Yeah.
Because it's like I could
follow Copperfield. Okay. Oh, ew. No, he's not. No, not at all.
I can sense the rooms that this thing is going to.
Chris Angel is.
And I can kind of see them. Like I see them walking through these rooms and like, or a hallway or whatever. But that's like seeing through walls is more of a. I mean, I guess it kind of falls in the psychic thing because. I mean, the only time I've really ever seen that is like when there's somebody else in a different room and they're seeing or feeling or whatever they are seeing or feeling.
So would that be like telepathy?
Kind of, but
Oh, excuse me.
but they're not. It's not
Jesus
because
Christ.
to me, telepathy is back and forth
That's
communication. Going one direction is not. I don't think that. I don't feel that that's telepathy. I think that's more of
Astral.
extrasensory
Oh.
abilities. Like they're able to tap into what this person's.
Yeah, because he was
Seeing and feeling.
able to tell me what rooms this entity thing liked to hang out in the most in Jaden's house. So, yeah. So, I mean, it was...
And what was funny is when she went to go to the door, like I saw it peeking out the door, and I thought at first it was just the
leaves
shadow, like the reflection off the window, but I could never move my head in a position that gave me anything of a resemblance of it, because it was like this looked like sunken eye, dark eye, grayish face. And it wasn't, and I didn't, like I was telling her, I don't feel that it's like super bad, but it's more like, what did I tell you, trickster that likes to play shit on people and
likes to cause
Did
chaos.
you ever meet Holly when she was here?
Mm-hmm.
Did you see anything attached to her?
No,
because she I don't know if she still does. I haven't asked her since she's been married, but I know before she would get night terrors and she would see the shadow over her bed. And she sent me, I still have not listened to it because I have not wanted to hear if she screams or anything in it, because she's my bestie, you know, one of my besties. But she would see this entity type thing over her bed with like a top hat and everything, and she said everywhere she went, it followed her. She would have these night terrors and it would wake her up, but she would never see it when she was awake. It was always while she was asleep.
Well,
and she'd wake up to the night terrors.
Jaden sees this while she's awake. It follows her through the house. She sees him when she's awake. When her grandma got rushed to the hospital, like a couple of days after, she was sitting on the couch next to her grandpa, and it was standing there pointing at her Nana's chair laughing. Yeah. So Jaden said she'll get uncomfortable in the middle of the night. She'll wake up and they'll be standing there watching her. So,
well, I don't know if it's something that maybe attached to her, or maybe just something in her subconscious mind that keeps triggering the night terrors. But I figured if you've seen her before, you would have seen something attached to her if it was attached to her.
Yeah, I mean, there wasn't any kind of yeah, I've only met her in person like once or twice. It's not been, and even if there's something attached, it may not have been there at that point. Yeah.
Saw that the actor who played Ed Warren in the Conjuring movies is in a new flick. Ooh.
Moonfall.
Ooh. You know, they could not have picked the two awesome people they picked to play Ed Warren and Lorraine.
But they look nothing
They
like
look
that.
nothing alike, but the chemistry they have on camera is amazing.
I want to go to that.
Teleportation.
I do too. Oh, you did send me the son-in-law's Facebook, right?
I believe I did.
Okay, I'll have to go and look at it because I
Cody
still want to.
And what's his name went there? The two people that like they're these couple of guys that do YouTube.
Oh, you know, my son wanted us to try to talk to a couple of guys. I can't remember the name of the paranormal group on YouTube, but they're really popular. They're popular. They're really popular, but they're younger guys that do YouTube, and they're really popular on YouTube.
Shauna and Cody?
I think it may be Shauna and Cody.
That's on YouTube.
I think so.
But he
Who
said that
knows?
he
I said it's all
would
free.
love for us to try to reach out to them to see if we could do like an investigation with them or something.
I don't see why we couldn't try.
I don't see why we couldn't try either. So I will try to reach out to him and see.
Stop.
Or you can reach out to him and see if you're the case manager.
I can do that.
Oh, I was like, why is this not connected to your internet? But it's because I had to reset the settings.
Oh, I have to give you the new.
on my way back from Brimstone.
I still have not changed my password. I need to do that.
You need to do that.
Yes, I do. I just haven't done it because I've been so lazy. I didn't want to change everything in the house.
Probably getting stuck down.
Like I have 2 bars and it's like.
It's crazy. Especially when I got something that's takes up 3,500 feet right at the back of the house.
I got 2.
No, this is like on my my cell phone service.
Well,
I was gonna let her listen to that dance song. That girl that did I send you the video?
Which one?
I'm not gonna scroll back through it because it's gonna be forever.
we're gonna go ahead and end this because I gotta find the cameras and stuff for Dustin's investigation tomorrow. So we're gonna end this before the rain hits and the snow hits and he's caught up in it all.
Yeah, John just sent me a message. It said, "Be careful coming home."
Oh yeah, we're
Snow
gonna go
may
hang up.
not be till later, but ugly is starting already with the cold drop and rain. So,
Yeah, it's already down.
So thank you guys for tuning in tonight, for watching us. We'll probably do this again another time because it's been an interesting conversation to have about all the abilities and everything that's out there. And there's way more that I've seen than just this. There was something called zyphomic something. I can't remember. I have to look it up, but it starts with an X. So I'm going to close this off. Thank you guys. If you guys have any questions for the future, let us know.
we'll make
Again,
it
as
stop
always, we're
soon.
going to take this down and put it up on our Patreon for you guys to view the whole thing. Until then,
I'm
thank
gonna
you
get it under
guys.
control, though, because like when I would
Say we love you. Bye.
Love you, bye.